Hey everyone, I'm Swapna. I lead product for one of the investment teams at RBC. I always like to say we aim to become a customer's or a client's personal CFO. So today I'm going to talk a bit about fintech in the times of COVID-19. More specifically, how has fintech, banking, and the entire financial services space evolved and is still evolving due to the lockdown measures that have been brought about by the global pandemic. And how we as product leaders, how we as product managers in these banks and financial institutions, how are we responding to this crisis? What strategies are we creating to thrive in this space? And what kind of outlook we need to assimilate to come out of this thriving and alive? Let's get on with it. So first and foremost, who has got affected and how? Who is this target market of this health pandemic that has been impacted due to this health crisis? So first and foremost, COVID has affected clients, customers, citizens, the general population. So just people like you or me, who hold regular jobs, who draw a monthly salary, or people whose businesses have been affected and they can no longer generate the income supply per month or the necessary cash flow, right? There has been an increase in unemployment rates, there have been furloughs, there have been pay cuts, and it has been this norm across all industries, across companies in all types of industries, not just one. It has affected the services industry, the travel industry, the retail industry, the food and beverage industry. Secondly, COVID has also affected small businesses and startups alike, right? So 3/4 of the businesses in affected geographies or heavily affected geographies have either partially or fully closed down due to the pandemic. Many are experiencing a decrease in revenues and they expect a decrease in business prospects as well over the next 3-4 months at the least. Small businesses in the food and retail industries are not very confident that they can even thrive and survive this pandemic. And there have been relief and stimulus packages from the government, and these packages have definitely helped. However, there has not been enough help to support these businesses in terms of operational and people and maintenance costs, right? So there is this entire fluctuation that's happening in the industry right now, and people like you or me, or people who own small to medium-sized businesses especially, have been affected by this global pandemic crisis. So how has customer behavior changed? How have we changed, especially in terms of banking and finance, in terms of how we handle our finances? How have our clients and customers, both retail as well as our business owners, how have they reacted? How have they responded to this changing environment? What behavior shifts have we noticed? So there has been definitely a shift, a changing dynamic between financial institutions and customers, right? So there has been a strong uptake in the digital solutions for sure. People are turning to online and self-serve options. They're becoming more comfortable with having video conversations, having video conferencing or even audio conferencing calls with their financial planners and financial advisors. And while not all of them would continue using these digital channels, or not all of them would become heavy users of these digital channels beyond this phase of pandemic, the crisis might still motivate some of them to overcome their reticence to these digital technologies and tools. There has also been an adjustment in banking and investment behavior, right? So banking behavior has shifted as people are avoiding branches. They are using online options for their day-to-day banking needs. People have also cut down on their spending. So a few of them have also changed their investment strategy. Many of the people that I'm seeing across my company and my bank right now, they have changed their investment strategy from passive to active. They actively want to manage their finances just to save up for the next couple of months, or just to be very safe from what's coming up in the future. People have definitely cut down their spending, while the purchase of big ticket items has also reduced significantly. There is a lack of self-confidence in making financial decisions, and there is some desire to get help and advice from financial professionals. And we have seen that across the bank, across different kinds of clients, whether they are high net worth individuals or mass retail clients or mass affluent clients as well. We have also seen customers setting up pre-authorized contributions, or what we call as automated savings, to their investment accounts. So basically, pooling up a emergency fund. So this messaging that we have always been propagating to our customers, it has now started resonating with customers and clients more and more, because this pandemic has created such a havoc in our lives. So now, what strategies product managers or product leaders should take to proactively respond and to pivot and adapt to this changing economy? From a strategic level, financial organizations, businesses, product leads have been connecting more strongly with consumers and customers. They want to be more relevant to them, and we want to help customers make their lives easier during this pandemic, right? It also means understanding customer needs that are, as of today, the kinds of challenges customers are facing today, and leveraging what we believe are our core strengths to drive that value to our customers, to drive that value to solve those customer challenges. It also means being very agile and nimble towards pivoting and recalibrating our strategies and our priorities as well. It might mean speeding up the things that matter, slowing down the things that don't matter. So if you have a roadmap for the next 1 year or 2 years or 3 years down the line, you need to think about, how can I speed up the things that will really move the needle versus slow down things, or maybe cut down spending on things which don't really matter in the short term or in the long term. It also means being more proactive, not only in crises, but also in recovery, because there's always a recovery period in every crisis. So trying to prepare for recovery right now might seem counterintuitive. It might seem like a luxury now, but companies are still thinking ahead, right? They're still thinking of what challenges that they foresee in the future, maybe 12 months down the line or 6 months down the line, and how can they re-strategize when and where required. So it means taking a step back, reevaluating your game plan, and asking yourself, are we focused on the right things? Are we focused on the right priorities? And also diving deeper into the longer term roadmap and planning to identify any future challenges and risks that might come up, and hoping and creating a plan that can address those risks as well. So how have banks and financial institutions responded to this pandemic and changing customer behavior? So we as a bank, our first and foremost responsibility as a FI and as a bank has been to protect our customers as well as our employees. And we are also an essential service, right? So we want to uphold that responsibility. And that's why we have taken this balanced approach between emergency face-to-face interactions versus digital solutions and digital help. So we have scaled back at least 60 to 70 or more than 70% of our retail and commercial branch operations to reduce any COVID exposure between customers and employees. Efforts have also doubled down on accelerating and providing more self-serve and digital capabilities, and not even just the digital capabilities, but also information, also assistance to clients during this crisis. Our front office support, our advisors, our financial planners, our client-facing employees, they have been unable to work from home. I remember during the first week of the pandemic, we received the necessary approvals from the regulatory bodies to allow our financial planners and our financial advisors to start working from home just during the first week of the lockdown itself. And then we started quickly transitioning all of our employees into a home office environment. And at the same time, because it's a regulated industry, because we are dealing with finances, with people's finances, we are dealing with money, we are dealing with other people's data, our customer data. So we have to keep client privacy, security, and discretion as our utmost priority. So how can we balance those two things. We have redirected almost all our resources in making sure that we provide the necessary value to the clients, but at the same time uphold and keep that privacy and security of our customers and clients as our topmost priority. So our resources and guidelines have also been quickly modified. We modified them within the first few weeks. We adapted around investing by phone, investing by video conferencing, or just resolving customer queries via digital channels. And still a few retail branches are operating in a few select areas. However, clients have been provided this direction around resorting to face-to-face interactions only in case of emergencies or only for critical transactions. And our financial planners, our advisors are definitely working closely with our clients to relieve any panic or any kind of stress that our clients might be facing in this volatile stock investment market, right? So we are helping to make the necessary switches to cash and make the necessary switches to investments, also investment risk profiles, any withdrawals or investment into low volatile securities. So we have been helping clients and customers to sort of manage their stress as well as provide the necessary value that they expect out of us. We are also supporting our clients and business owners with bill payments, mortgage and loan payment deferrals, cancellation of fees, etc. Because, and this has been across all many different industries, not just banking and not just my company or my bank. Bill payments, mortgage deferrals, payment deferrals, etc. has been a norm across different kinds of companies and different industries. So this kind of relief and support has been bolstered due to the government programs and financial relief initiatives as well. We also redirected our resources to help reduce this immense workload on our operations teams, because once the lockdown measures were installed mid-March, there was a wait time of around 3 hours or 4 hours on the frontline helpline, right? So our operations team were running helter and skelter to reduce this workload, to make sure that we are balancing this workload. So we deployed people from our corporate offices to take care of the operational requests or to help the operation teams and advisors with some of their secondary and tertiary workload. We also saw that paper-based wet signatures definitely saw a decline. We saw a move towards e-signatures, online signatures, and we started encouraging clients to develop, to use desktop and mobile applications to fulfill certain transactions. And also these changing market needs have driven financial organizations and banks to accelerate their the electronic transfer of funds and payments. So right from product development to updating our policies, our procedures, our guidelines, our job aids. So the electronic transfer of funds has definitely helped, as well as we have been put in put in resources to accelerate that side of our work as well. So at the end of the day, the sudden disruption that we faced in February, March, it presented an opportunity for us, for banks and FIs to invest for long term in these omni-channel capabilities, in being lean and in creating this new business model altogether, and just to adapt to the new working environment. So just to summarize, what helped us and many other organizations, especially in the banking and financial space, were two things. So first one was having a customer first approach. So help our customers shift to this new reality in terms of changing environments, changing working environments, rise of digital capabilities, sort of this new way of doing business, new way of interacting. Also being more relevant to our customers in terms of the kind of help, the kind of products and services that we can offer to help them with their challenges right now. Changing our approach to engaging our clients as well. At times like these, customers are not looking for the right, they are looking for the right information. They're looking for the single source of truth, single source of aggregated truth, right? So how can we provide that to them? and hence engage them in ways that are valuable to them and relevant to them, and in ways that are different from the way we have engaged them in the past. The second aspect to for banks and financial institutions has been organizational mind shift, especially in a very large corporate environment. The shift and response, the reprioritization and refocus has to be driven from the top. It's a massive organization, so if the leadership is not aligned, the people lower down the ladder are not going to be aligned as well. So everyone needs to be aligned with the new game plan. For example, we as a company have focused on our core strengths. Especially in my team, we have built hybrid omni-channel capabilities over the last 2 or 3 years. So now we have the ability to provide access to a client with a financial advisor or financial planner through a video channel or through an audio channel. And also be a hub of all financial and investment needs in one place. So all the work that we have done in the past, now we can use that work and leverage that work to help people and customers right now. So we have focused on our core strengths, and building up on the core strengths, we have tried to see how can we help in this new reality. Also, we have gone above and beyond our product, our responsibility to pitch in where necessary. For example, our team helped craft the guidelines for mortgage and loan deferrals and integrated the availability of mortgage specialists and advisors within our platform during the first 15-20 days of the pandemic. And hence, at the end of the day, identifying our core strengths, our opportunities, where we can make an impact organizationally, and by positioning ourselves accordingly in that aspect, that has helped us navigate and thrive through this pandemic. So just looking ahead, looking in the future, what would be the future of banking and fintech and financial industry can be in the near term or in the long term? After this huge disruption plateaus out and we go back to the new reality, to the new normal, what is the future? What does the future look like? So first and foremost, banks and FIs would definitely adopt, or if they haven't adopted it already, they will definitely start adopting a hybrid business model. So as much as real life face-to-face interactions are necessary between banks and customers, fintechs and banks would start focusing more on digital capabilities, even for things that are happening in real life today, or processes that happen in real life today. For example, KYC, AML, authentication, all these capabilities would move online, or at least there would be an option for these processes to happen online. Second, there will be no siloed products or companies. We've already seen companies like Revolut or Neo Financial, Chime, even Wealthsimple for that matter. All of them are expanding to a variety of banking services across all customer needs rather than just focusing on one vertical, right? We have also seen a democratization of financial literacy. So we'll see banks, especially banks in this case, cut down all that jargon, because a lot of the fintechs are already simplifying the financial language for customers, but we'll see banks cutting down on the financial jargon and simplifying finance for the common man. We'll see banks trying to become tech companies and vice versa. Tech companies trying to become banks, Amazon, Facebook, Google, all of them want to get a foot in the door in the banking and finance world as well. So be it open banking, be it a marketplace kind of a solution where the customer can pick and choose the most right product for them. Banks would definitely try to become more open. They would try to become a tech hub or a tech company. We'll also see more and more personalized experiences. So this is more truer now than ever. Our product or our service cannot be asking you to say more when you're living mouth to mouth during this pandemic, or you're not making any rent this month, right? So the need for more personalized help and recommendations, messaging, service, the advice that we offer. So more customized, personalized advice. It'll definitely start seeing more of a improvement and more of an increase in the months and years to come. And lastly, banks and FIs will start moving towards a more open architecture. As I said, more partnerships through open source platforms or banking as a service or even open banking. There would be this opening up of the banking and finance culture. Banking and finance will become ever more democratized. So I hope this short presentation was helpful in terms of what can you as a product manager or a product lead do during times like these? How can you help clients and customers in the financial services and in the banking space? How can you leverage your core strengths as a product team to adapt to the new way of working, the new way of doing business? And why is it necessary to stop and think, reprioritize, refocus, take a step back, over communicate with your peers, over communicate with your colleagues, align ourselves with each other, and think for what is required right now, and also have a view of the longer term roadmap, have a view of what you will start doing once we recover or once the economy starts recovering, just so that you can be prepared for any secondary or tertiary shocks, right? And also maintain a positive outlook both for yourself, your team, and your customers. These are trying times, so the only way you can thrive through this and survive this is to be resilient and be flexible. So thank you so much. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.